The moon, a colossal, silvered eye, glared down upon the ancient city of Ur. Its light, cold and indifferent, cast an eerie pallor on the mud brick structures, accentuating the shadows that crept and crawled like unseen creatures. In this city, dedicated to the worship of Nanna-Suen, the moon god, fear was as pervasive as the air they breathed. For Nanna-Suen was more than a deity, he was a cosmic enigma, a force of nature cloaked in divinity. His influence was felt in every aspect of Sumerian life, from the planting of crops to the rise and fall of empires. But beneath the veneer of benevolence, a darker power lurked, a shadow self that cast long, ominous fingers across the land. The people whispered of his wrath, of droughts and floods that came without warning, of plagues that swept through their villages like hungry wolves. And yet, they were compelled to worship him, to offer sacrifices and prayers in hopes of appeasing his capricious nature. For to defy the moon god was to invite oblivion. The construction of the moon barge was a ritual of immense significance. It was more than just a vessel, it was a symbol of hope, a testament to the enduring spirit of the Sumerians. As it was built, under the watchful eyes of priests and artisans, a sense of anticipation and dread gripped the city. For the success of this voyage would determine the fate of their world. Within the heart of the city, in a hidden chamber bathed in moonlight, resided the Moon Watcher. A solitary figure, cloaked in mystery, they were said to possess a unique connection to the celestial realm. Their eyes held the secrets of the night, a knowledge that was both a blessing and a curse. As the barge was launched, a collective breath was held by the people of Ur. It was a moment of profound significance, a ritual that connected them to the cosmic order. As the vessel drifted downstream, carried by the gentle current of the Euphrates, the Moon Watcher stood on the riverbank, their gaze fixed on the receding silhouette. In that moment, something shifted. The moon, usually a constant in the night sky, seemed to pulsate with an unnatural intensity. Its light, once benign, now carried a sinister edge. A cold dread crept into the watcher's heart as they realized that the moon god was stirring. Days turned into nights, and the barge made its journey. It encountered storms that threatened to destroy it, whirlpools that could have swallowed it whole. Yet, it endured, a symbol of human defiance against the elements. But as it drew closer to Nippur, the sacred city, the atmosphere grew heavy with anticipation. For in Nippur, a battle was brewing, a cosmic confrontation between light and darkness. The moon god, sensing the approach of his creation, was preparing for a final reckoning. And as the barge neared its destination, the Moon Watcher knew that the fate of the world rested on the outcome of this celestial struggle. The sky above Nippur was ablaze with an unnatural light. The moon, swollen and ominous, cast an eerie glow on the city. The barge, a tiny speck against the cosmic backdrop, approached its destination with a sense of purpose that belied its fragile nature. As it drew closer to the city walls, the tension reached a crescendo. For in that moment, as the first rays of dawn touched the horizon, something terrible happened. The moon, in a display of cosmic fury, eclipsed the sun. Darkness descended upon the land, a darkness that was more than the absence of light. It was a darkness born of evil, a darkness that threatened to consume everything in its path. And in that moment of utter despair, the Moon Watcher raised their arms to the sky. With a voice that carried across the land, they uttered a prayer, a plea to the cosmos. It was a prayer born of desperation, a prayer that echoed the hopes and fears of an entire civilization. Would the prayer be answered? Would the moon god be vanquished? Or would darkness claim the world? The fate of humanity hung in the balance, a cosmic gamble played out against the backdrop of a terrified planet.